Happy, fantastic Saturday, you guys. We're here today. What day is it? It's Friday for me. Friday, mid-July. We're sitting here on the couch. I actually blow-dried my hair for once. I've been feeling kind of like human. And I'm excited to talk to you guys today about getting a taste of my own medicine. All right? There's so many layers to tasting your own medicine. And I want to share one of the first stories that I have about taking medicine. Well, we're here, okay? And this is cherry Tylenol, okay? This is about cherry Tylenol. If you know me, you don't know me if you don't know this story. So now you are going to know me after I talk about this. But up until now, even if you're one of my best friends, you don't know me until you know this. It all started with cherry Tylenol, okay? Me and my little brother Lucas, cherry Tylenol was always our favorite medicine that we would get to take as a child because it tastes so good. You can taste the sugar in there. It's so yummy. Okay? And when we were younger, my mom was busy doing something. Okay? And so me and my little brother, we climbed up onto the counter and we got into the medicine cabinet. And this is where people would probably call Child Protective Services or this is where someone could die. Luckily, no one died. But Lucas and I, we went in, we grabbed the cherry Tylenol, right? We each put straws in it, and we were just sitting on the counter sharing this tub of cherry Tylenol. And I remember it tasted so good. It tasted so good. It was amazing. And then my mom came in, and she freaked the fuck out. She was like, oh my God, and had to call poison control. And then poison control basically just told her to give us a lot of water. And she was really mad at us. And she was like, never, ever go in the medicine cabinet, which is a great lesson to learn. But I just think that that's an endearing story about the first time I really had some medicine, had a taste of my own medicine. The cherry Tylenol lives on forever. And to this day, if I were to see some cherry Tylenol, it's on site. I love that stuff so much. I don't even really take medicine anymore because I just don't like it. But I will always make an exception for cherry Tylenol. Right. This week, when we talk about me tasting my own medicine, it's less literal. It's more metaphorical, okay? And what I'm saying is, I was in a funk this last 1 to 2 weeks. I'm going to say 2 weeks. Let's just be generous. And what's good is that this was the first real funk that I've had this whole year. Since January. Amen. Let me just fuck, bro. That's how I can tell that my frontal lobe is developing because my crash outs are way fewer and far between and they don't last as long. It's really just no big deal. But the last 2 weeks I was crashing out. For some reasons, let me just tell you, my whole friend group was mad at me, which is just it's never fun when, people in your life are upset at you. I hate it. It's so hard. That being said, whatever, things are clearing up. Not that you guys really care, but it's looking better. But that being said, when all of my friends were upset at me and I was kind of isolated and forced to reflect on my actions, it basically just sent me into one of those spirals of, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Is this aligned? What do I want to do? Should I move to Europe? Should I quit my job? Should I ditch all my friends? Just kidding. But this is all a part of the spiral. All right. And back to the childhood stories. I was thinking about the word spiral this morning. And I was like, wow, it's funny because when you go down a mental spiral, every single time that I spiral, all I can think about was the time that I was maybe 5 years old and I was carrying my fake little baby crib down my dad's cast iron spiral staircase. Do you see where this is going? Yeah. And I fucking drop the crib down the stairs and I'm like, fuck. And then I trip and fall, smacking my head into every bar around the spiral staircase. And I was like, damn. That is such an accurate representation of what a spiral feels like. Because at first, I'm at the top of my spiral. I'm like, okay, all my friends are mad at me. And then I'm like, fuck, what's wrong with me as a person? And then I'm like, am I doing anything right? And then I'm like, did I choose the wrong career? I don't even have a career. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then it's like, I need to flee the United States for so many reasons. But it happened really fast. And when I caught myself in my spiral, guys, I'm not even kidding. It was one of those spirals where like you really just have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, this will go no further. And I am going to bed tonight listening to positive affirmations on a loop. And I'm waking up in the morning, doing my breath work, practicing gratitude, and then going immediately outside for a 30-minute walk. Like, it was one of those where you're like, I need to fucking get this shit together. Like, this is not okay. And it's funny because Megan would be like, Haley, are you okay? And I would just be like, Megan, I'm going to be honest with you. No, I'm not really okay, but I'm going to go fucking read my book, do my breath work, practice my meditation, and I'm going to be fine. But right now, no, I'm not feeling okay. And I think those moments are kind of relatable when you just find yourself so down in the dumps, so at war with yourself that you like have to snap yourself out of it. You're like, get the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't just sit here. And then I was like, all I do in my life is give advice, mostly unsolicited. Like, no one asked. And I'm just like, bleh, go do this or don't do this or blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, all I do is give advice. And so I was like, how do I get myself out of this funk? And then I was like, take a sip of your own fucking cherry Tylenol, pull yourself up by your ass. You know what to do. You know what to do here, girl. And I'm not kidding. I like go to my own TikTok and I'm like looking through my little inspirational quotes and I'm like, oh yeah. Gotta get outside, gotta go for my walks. Have to remember like the crash out is a part of the process, you know? Yeah, I had to take my own advice. And I think it's funny because what goes around really does come around. And I think, you know, I can give all the advice that I want to give. I can be as positive and happy as often as possible. But like, there are going to be those moments where it's like, fuck, I need that. Like, I need someone to be like, Haley, it's all going to work out. It's okay, you know? And what's cool is I'm like, damn, I have so much fucking free advice for myself online that I'm just like, all right, let me just go fucking take my own medicine and realize that I'm going to be fine. Cool. So after I caught myself at the bottom of my crash out, instead of, you know, quitting my job or moving abroad right now, instead I was like, okay, I can think about those things if it's actually what I want long term and like we can make that decision down the road. But for right now, I'm going to focus on grounding myself in reality, touching grass, coming back to this place of peace that I have within myself before I do anything. Because I never want to make decisions based off of an emotion. I want to make decisions based off of something that's thought out and trusted from my intuition, not an emotion. So ever since my crash out last week, I've just been focusing on coming back to myself, which has been really, really nice. I was reminding myself that whenever I have a spiral, I feel like it tends to be from a lack mindset of feeling like I don't have enough support. I don't have enough resources or money, or I don't have enough people that love me. It's always from a lack mindset. And when I feel at peace, I always have an abundance mindset. Abundance mindset. I don't know why that sounds really gross to me. Those words together. Anyways. And what I mean by like an abundant, oh my God, I don't want to say that word again, but you know what I'm talking about. When I'm in that headspace, I feel like I'm just recognizing that I actually do have everything that I need right here, right now. Like, okay, let's not look at this week even. Let's not think about this week. Let's just think about right now, this exact moment. For example, in this exact moment, I have everything I need. I have food in my fridge. I have water. I have a roof over my head. I have amazing friends. I have support from myself right now. In this present moment, I have absolutely everything that I need and more. There is no lack. And so from getting out of a spiral, I focus on finding the abundance, okay? Finding the understanding that I have more than enough and being grateful for everything that I have. Because truly, you guys, I know they always say it, they is in me and everyone else. There are infinite things to be grateful for. But sometimes it gets really easy to get caught up in what we don't have, or to get caught up gossiping, or in all these things. But there truly is so much more love and good in this world than bad. You just have to sometimes look at yourself and be like, stop it. Find the good. I'm not kidding you guys. Sometimes when I catch myself going down a rabbit hole in my head, I will literally say out loud, cancel, stop. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but I read it in a book. That like psychologically it helps. And I also read like in the same book that if you're ever like you have to pee really bad or something like that, you say to yourself, sit, I will relieve you in a moment. And I know, guys, bear with me. It sounds crazy. Like to just be like, okay, I'm sitting in my car right now, I'm about to pee my pants, and to be like out loud, sit, I will relieve you in a moment. But I swear to God, can we talk about how powerful your mind is? Like when you tell yourself like, okay, chill body, I'm fine. I will go pee in a second. Just literally take a second. I swear to God, it helps. Okay? I recognize that sounds crazy. Like I'm actually horrified to listen to this back and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. But it's true. That's like actually what I do. And it helps, especially when I'm spiraling, like thinking about the past. I will be like, cancel, stop. And then I'll focus on what's happening right now. And it helps me every single time. All right? On that note, I think one thing that I've been thinking a lot about this week is just the stories that we tell ourselves. And I know for me, a lot of times I will replay stories in my head from the past, from like a negative, heartbroken perspective. Like it'll be like, this happened to me, or this was tragic and it really hurt my feelings and it just made me feel so sad. Like I will replay these negative stories, like watching a sad movie in my head all the time about things that happened to me in the past. And what I've been trying to do is stop myself when I'm playing those stories and choose to think about the good stories, or choose to frame that maybe same story from a positive perspective. Because when you're playing yourself sad memories, sad stories constantly in your head, it gets into your subconscious. And your subconscious will seek that out in your current life. And I've noticed this particularly for myself through music. I fucking love sad music, okay? And I think it's because I really resonate, honestly, with sadness. I really feel it. I have felt it a lot in my life. And so whenever a sad song comes on, I'm like, oh my God, this fucking hits. But then I catch myself playing the sad stories in my head. And sometimes I'll literally have to just turn off my sad music, put on something happy, and be like, we are creating a positive story. Like, this isn't about reliving my past stories that have already been lived and thinking about them from every perspective. We are going to think about this current story that I'm living, and we're going to figure out how to make it as fun and positive as possible. And with that being said, I'm taking a coffee sip break because my throat feels fucking dry as shit. So refreshing. So refreshing. I tried a new latte today. We went with a strawberry latte. And what I love about this coffee place is that they put like barely any syrup in there. So it barely tastes like strawberry. It's basically just espresso and milk. But anyways, enough about my coffee. Another thing that I have learned this week, or I'm on like the precipice of really, really diving deep into, is breath. Breathing. Yeah, You fucking heard me. Never have I ever thought about breathing. Ever. The first time I ever thought about breathing was when I was getting my personal training certification and my yoga sculpt certification. They taught us a lot about like inhaling as you like, wait, let me, inhale lower, exhale curl, or inhale as you squat down, exhale as you drive up. Okay, whatever. Like breath as it relates to movement and maximizing like your oxygen intake to help you with working out, whatever. That was the first time I ever thought about breath. Okay? And then, oh good lord. And then was that random breath work potluck thing that I went to like a year ago. I don't know if I've really talked about it in depth, so I'm going to talk about it right here, right now. But basically, I met this guy who was a Kundalini breathwork expert. And he had traveled all over the world teaching breathwork classes to help people release trauma and reach higher levels of consciousness. All right? And if this is nothing you've ever heard of before and I've already lost you, fuck, I'm sorry. To be honest, when I met this guy, I also had no idea what any of this was, okay? I have just been like a yes woman, honestly. Like ever since I got my heart really, really, really broken, like, oh boy, I've been a yes woman because I'm like, fuck it, I might as well experience life. Like I've already felt pain. Let's go find some other things. So I say yes to this guy. This guy's like, Haley, I'm having this potluck at my house. You just need to bring a food and then I will give like a free like breath work workshop. And like I said, I had absolutely zero idea as to what this would entail. So in typical Haley fashion, I make guacamole, fucking mash that shit up. It's so good. He sends me the address. It's like 30 minutes away. And I'm telling all my friends, I'm like, guys, by the way, just stalk my location. I'm going to this random man's house. I'm kind of scared, but I also just feel like I need to go. Excuse me. Okay, so pull up to this guy's house. I'm literally so nervous. I walk up to the door. The lights are off inside the house. And the front door is open, but there's like a screen door. And I'm like, oh shit. We're gonna go inside. So I go inside the house. And everyone like has their like shoes like in a little spot. And then everyone is sitting in a circle on the floor of the living room. Literally just like eyes closed, sitting crisscross applesauce, breathing. Like they're literally just like, okay. And I walk in and Mr. Breathwork man, let's call him Evan. Evan's like, Haley, welcome in. Please have a seat. And I sit down and I am the only one here probably under the age of 40. Okay. So I look around and I'm like, hi everyone. Like just like every type of person you could imagine is here, but it's also a small group. I would say it's probably like 8 people. So I sit down, I'm just focusing on my breath, and honestly, it was wild. It was a trip. If you have never taken a breathwork class, get into one. It is a unique experience, okay? So whatever, we start off slow with our breaths, like he's just guiding us. He's just like, inhale, exhale. And we do this for probably like 20 minutes of just inhale, exhale. And then he like has us lay down, and then we're like taking faster inhales and exhales, like a okay, just trust. And it's like loud and like literally nothing I've ever experienced before. And the next thing you know, you literally feel like you're vibrating. Like you feel like your fingertips are vibrating. Like you feel like your hands kind of like close in, and you're just like, it's a weird type of euphoria that I've never felt before because I haven't really done any drugs. But I could imagine that this is what being on drugs would feel like probably. So then that happens, and then they have you tone, and basically what toning is, I can't believe I'm fucking talking about this. Toning is when you like breathe out so hard that you like basically scream at the top of your lungs. Like you're like, ah! I'm not gonna do it because like I'm not trying to like kill your ears, but like you literally just fucking let it out. And what that helps do is like release energy and trauma. And I know this is probably like a lot for some people to be hearing, but trust me, we're going somewhere. This has a point, okay? Whatever. The breath work ends. I feel so at peace. I feel so in touch with my body. I feel so just like human. and alive, but also weirded out. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And who are these people? And why do I feel like we all know each other so well and we've never talked, right? One of those things. And then we ate the food. And then I was like, bye, guys, I'm going home. And I left. And honestly, I never saw that man ever again. All right, that was it. Then I honestly forgot about breath work. I forgot about breathing. All of it. Up until I was talking to this boy recently who was a diver randomly. And he was over at my house reading a book on breath. It's literally called Breath, I think. I don't know. Anyways, things ended with him kind of tumultuously, unfortunately, and he left his book in my house. And I'm not kidding, guys. One day, I'm staring at this book. It's like on my coffee table, and then I'm listening to a song at the same time. And as I glance over at the book, right then and there, the song says the word breath as I'm looking at the book. And I'm like, okay, let's get hippie voodoo weird. I'm like, I think that means that I'm meant to read this book. And so I'm like, fuck it up. I'm going to fucking read this book. So I start reading this book, and this book is just teaching me a lot on the importance of breathing and actually how healing and helpful breathing can be, and breathing in certain types of way. And the part that really had me interested about this book so far is mouth taping when you sleep. And basically, it just talks about how it's super important to be breathing through your nose basically all the time, but particularly when you are asleep, because it helps with a whole bunch of things like immune health and ADHD, which I have ADHD, as we are all very well aware. And I never thought that my breath could be correlated to my health or my mental health. But looking back, it actually all makes a lot of sense, because when I look back at that first breath work class that I went to, I felt so at peace, so high vibrational after that breathwork class. And it's because that was teaching me how to use my breath as a tool to enhance my mood and my body. And in this book, it's talking about how improving your breath and your breathing will help you elongate your life and be healthier and all of these things. It's amazing. If you guys have the opportunity, definitely read the book Breath, or take a breath work class. It's phenomenal. All of that was inspired because as I'm speaking right now, I just feel very out of breath. I'm like, fuck. Sometimes I just say so much so fast that I'm like, holy shit, I'm winded. Like, give me a damn minute. And then I'm like, I'm the one who's in charge of how fast I'm talking. If I need a minute, slow your roll, you know? That's all I got, I think. We're out of the spiral. We're into self-care. We're reading our books. We're doing our breath work. We're doing our meditation. We're doing our movement. We're eating our food. Guys, I meal prepped for this week. You should be proud of me. I'm feeling proud of me. That's all I got right now. But I will see you guys next week. Just know I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.